Um, this is a great victory, right? This is a great victory. I'm not here to listen to anybody say that Texas A&M wasn't as good as people hyped them up to be. I don't want to hear it. This was a dominant victory. This was a very good victory. This was a good victory for for us being at home. It was, man. I'm just so excited, man. I'm so excited. I know last night when I went live, I said I did not have a score prediction, but I indicated that the team that won was going to score in between 32 and 35 points. I was off on that. We ended up scoring in the 40s, which was huge. You know what I mean? It was huge. We corrected some special team errors. Brashad ran a kickback. I'm gonna tell you what's funny about that. When I'm sitting up here, oh, what's up, Anthony? What's up? When I Before Brashad ran that kickback, right? I said, man, let me run to the bathroom real quick. And I'm in the bathroom and I got the TV up. I'm in the hotel. I don't have it up too loud, but I'm hearing the announcers like, he's gone. And I'm like, what did I miss? So I run back to the TV. Rashad and scored. I said, oh man. So, which I was happy because he scored because obviously, you know, it extended our lead. But I'm like, I got Brashad on my fantasy team, so I'm trying to see how many points I got for that. So I got 6 points for that. But man, it was just it was just a good game, man. At the end of the day, I thought the offense played phenomenal. I thought Tyler played phenomenal. I think he quieted a lot of, skeptics. Some of the criticism that many in the fan base had. How can you tell me how the referees seem to be favoring Texas A&M with most of their call because they missed the horse collar tackle in the first quarter? You know what, man? I remember that tackle. I thought it was a face mask. I'm not even gonna lie. I said they're not gonna call this. That was a face mask. Um, Another thing is like usually when you have two conferences playing, I thought that you get like an outside referee, like service, like a Big Ten crew or maybe a Big 12 crew, not necessarily a Pac 12 crew because I think that'd have been too far to travel. But it seemed as if it should have been like maybe a Big Ten crew or maybe a Big 12 crew or even a AAC crew or something like that. I mean, I didn't get that. I'm glad you brought that up because yeah, we got some we got shafted on some calls, especially the call. Which one was it? The one that extended their drive, where it's like I think they got a penalty, but then they got us for like a personal foul. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like we hit the quarterback or something like that. I was like, bro, what are y'all doing? But I don't really like to get into like the referee thing, but yeah, there were some like head scratching things right like that. But I was really happy that our guys were able to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? Keep it pushing. And like you said, yeah, Anthony, maybe 50-50 split. But I thought they usually just go with a completely different crew. If you have two conferences playing. But yeah, it did kind of seem like it was a little biased because SEC is not. It doesn't seem like it means more this year. I'll say that it doesn't seem like it means more this year. Um, but yeah, man. Um, I stand on what I said. I didn't feel like we hit any plays last week, right? I know the little goal line play for Georgia's second touchdown. That was a nice play design. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a good play design. Caught it completely off guard. We had a lineman out there as the lead blocker. So man, that was great. You know what I mean? That was great. Um, but yeah, man, I'm just gonna kind of give a little recap of what I saw. Just on the first watch. You know what I'm saying? I haven't rewatched the game or anything like that. But this applies to the aftermath of this game. Can you see any big visitors for this game against Texas and coming to Miami? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like to me, it's kind of like when the guys go on those visits, and it's like they fall in love with the visit, and they like, oh man, I want to commit like right now. Like it was so fantastic. But then kind of like they go back home, you know what I'm saying? They kind of sleep on it. And then they may say, well, depending on, how things go, they may look and say, well, man, this team's still playing good. I mean, they're not bad. I mean, I know what Miami did to Texas A&M, but, you know, let me see a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the way I look at it. Now, you may have some guys that be like that. My favorite play, Coop reached back and pulled Henry Parrish forward with him. Bro, that was dope. I'm not even gonna lie, man. That was dope. Man, I gotta give a shout out to Inez Cooper though, because that was a very headsy play. You know what I'm saying on his behalf. I really thought that was a good play because it seems like we've come a long way from when the Bush push was frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? And I know that was back in '04 when they played Notre Dame, the Bush push or whatever like that. They was like, so we've come a long way from that to like literally your offensive lineman grabbing the running back and pulling them forward. I saw it in the Alabama game too, where our offensive line was trying to pull the running back forward a little bit, but he ended up falling. So yeah, I mean, I was thrilled. You know what I'm saying? I was thrilled. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you what was really, really interesting to me, right? Was I know a lot of people talk about the relationship that X and TVD have. And I think a lot of people, and I'm kind of, I've been kind of skeptical based off today's game. And you see Miami going 5-0 to the middle with UNC and Chapel Hill. If so, do you think they get UNC and face Clemson at 6-0? You know what? On paper, we should. Put respect. No, on the Bush push, let me see. No, the Bush pushed Matt Leinart in the end zone. It wasn't something that they did for Reggie Bush. That's why they call it the Bush push, because he pushed Matt Leinart in the end zone, if my memory serves me correctly. But to go back to the previous question, on paper we should. We should go undefeated, going into that game. The thing about an emotional victory like what we just had is that we're not going directly into playing Bethune. We're going to play Temple, which is a team kind of similar to Miami of Ohio. And so we have some guys that are injured. Speaking of injury, I got the news. It seems like Cam is doing great. I mean, I'm not saying great, but may not be as severe as we thought. So that's fantastic. But Branson Dean leaving with the lower extremity. Akeem Mesidor leaving with a lower extremity. Najee Kelly with his leg. So I'm just saying, that's three guys along a defensive line that, is supposed to be deep, and we're supposed to be rotating guys. And Leonard Taylor not necessarily being back in shape because, he had to sit out due to a shoulder injury. But with that being said, I think if the offense, if we get right back to running the ball again next week and be able to throw the ball, I think we should, get back to it. It was great to see us play up to, the level of competition that we were, and we faced some adversity, and we're able to overcome that particular adversity. And speaking of adversity, man, I want to say this one thing, right? I saw some guys. They was like, man, last, couple, some teams back, man, they would have laid down when this happened. And it made me think about something I saw on Twitter the other day, where somebody was talking about Texas A&M was 0-6 in their last away games. And someone rebutted with like, well, we're 0-4 against Power 5 opponents at home. I predict they sit Cam out for Bethune, start Marquita Brian Balen, has free safety, put James at 3. Hey, I mean, these are the games that you kind of get those guys, acclimated to playing, right? But get back to what I was saying. And I was like, so I commented, I was like, yeah, man, somebody's gotta go. And so the guy that originally made the post, he was like, man, that's crazy, like nasty work comparing Mario year 2 to Jimbo year 6. And so it's kind of crazy because I'm like, well, that's kind of what some people are doing right now. It's like we're comparing Mario year 2 to like what the team looked like Manny year 3, Rick year 3, Al Golden year 5, Randy Shannon year 5. It's like, nah, let's compare the year 2s to year 2. And I think in year two for all those other previous coaches, I think we all had the kind of same outlook. Like, okay, that you may not be back, but it seems like we're kind of going in the right direction. To a certain extent. So, that's kind of the way I look at it. But getting back to this particular game, man. Man, I love Jacoby George, man. Jacoby George is my favorite player on the entire team. I mean, I love Jacoby George. And what's so crazy about it, Jacoby has changed his number to 3. And before Jacoby, like Stacy was like my favorite player at that time. And so it's like crazy because I'm like, when he scored on that last touchdown, I'm like, man, look at Stacy. And I'm like, shot, that's not Stacy. That's Jacoby George. He had changed the number. But they remind me so much of each other, man. Just the movement and everything like that. And I salute Jacoby George because he didn't allow for that muff to affect his mental point, at all. When TVD called on him to catch a ball, he caught the ball. He did everything that he was supposed to do. He amended that. We forget about that, right? But getting back to what I was talking about X and TVD, it was one particular, well, it actually was a few plays, but there's one particular play I remember. X was lined up to the left of TVD, and I saw X do like this. Like X was pointing at the guy, almost letting TVD know, like, hey, look, he's about to blitz. I'm going to be hot. Get me the rock. So at the snap of the ball, the guy didn't blitz. He kind of went back to like a curl flat type of deal. But X, went over there. TVD got him the ball. X broke a tackle. I think broke 2 tackles and kind of went up the left sideline. And I said, man, you know what? That's a deeper connection than what Rozier and Braxton had. That's a deeper connection than what Kaya and Braxton had. Like what I saw today from TVD and X, I was like, man, this is crazy. And X is making a lot of people apologize. And I'm happy, right? I'm happy. I'm not, like I said in previous videos, I'm not about to sit up here and profess that I'm the biggest X fan or anything like that. But I think that he has an integral part in this particular offense. And he showed it today. The young man knows ball, point blank, period. He's a very headsy player. He is so smart. I'm glad Cam is doing okay. That hit didn't look. Man, you know what? When I initially saw it, I was like, man, it's like a random hit. But then it's like the way when Cam fell, I was like, yo, is it a stinger? Did he like catch a cramp or something like that? That's what I was thinking. But then when I saw everybody started taking a knee and everybody started kind of just getting around, I said, bro, man, don't tell me. Because my mind instantly went to, I started thinking about Amon Richards. Like, for real, I was like, bro. Like, and DeMar Hamlin. I said, bro, don't tell me. But hopefully he's doing good. I mean, like I said, I'm sure they're not going to release exactly what happened. They shouldn't. No HIPAA violation. So they shouldn't just disclose what happened. If he's good to go, great. If he has to sit out the rest of the year, whatever the situation is, because at the end of the day, your health comes before, this sport. And that's, what I'm saying? That's just the way I look at it. But getting back to X, man, I think X, I know the center and the quarterback have to be 2 of the smartest people on just the entire team, especially on offense. I think X is the 3rd smartest player on this entire team. I mean, just the way he and TVD were operating today, I said, man, they watching film. They have to understand some tendencies. I mean, it was like anybody that's on Twitter. I know last week that clip was going around of Keon Coleman looking over to the sideline, pointing at the guy like, hey, I got him. I'm calling my shot. That's what X was doing. X was literally calling his shot today multiple times. Didn't get rewarded by getting in the end zone, but X made timely play after timely play, getting us down the field. And I said, man, X is the greatest Latino wide receiver since one of those dudes from the coast back in the day. Was he Latino? Was Stokely? They had Stokely and dang, it was another one. But was he Latino? Yeah, they had Anthony Gonzalez. Yeah, Anthony Gonzalez. Because Anthony Gonzalez played with he played at Ohio State. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. He makes different types of catches and different. Yeah, man, he really does, man. I mean, he really does. Bruh, I'm glad you said that because I almost forgot. The catch that X made along the sideline, I said, bruh, X, bruh, what you doing right now? You putting on a show. Like, and even the announcers, you know what I'm saying? They were like, he didn't play in this game last year. And they were like, man, as long as 7 is good, 9 should be good. And I'm like, I'm on the Kool-Aid. I'm like, yeah, you're right. If X is playing like this and Tyler's doing what he's doing, it's cool. And I'm gonna tell you something else about Tyler. I know a lot of people said something about his reaction on the sideline. He got the Eli Manning, Jay Cutler, never too up, never too down. And I'm like, look, bro, I don't care how you look on the sideline. If you're gonna go out there and throw 5 touchdowns, you can come to the sideline and sit on a bench by yourself. As long as you come out there and play like that. But I'm gonna tell you something else, bro. That doggone Kobe Young, man, on that touchdown that Kobe caught, I was I actually was more impressed on that crossing route. Because obviously Kobe's 6'4". I don't know what his wingspan is. I'm sure his wingspan probably 6'6". I mean, probably 6'6", 6'7", or something like that. Snatched the ball out the air, turned up the field. I said, bro, we got some stuff going on right now, bro. I know leading up to the game, some of the people were saying that the offensive line, the run blocking was better than the pass blocking. I think today A&M probably focused more on the run because we really didn't have too much success running the ball. I mean, it was decent, you know what I'm saying? We weren't getting stopped in the backfield, you know what I'm saying, like that. But I think it forced them to, excuse me, it forced them to pick their poison. And unfortunately, they they said, look, we're not gonna let y'all run the ball. And we like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna throw this fade route to Isaiah Horton. I'm, I'm gonna let X pick his spot, on whoever's out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let George do what he do. I'm gonna let, Kobe Young do what he do. Um, we even threw one to Van Wilder today. And for y'all, Van Wilder, that's Cam McCormick. Van Wilder caught the ball today. I said, man, he was in his bag today. Um, I almost had one too. I was scared we were going to force the run. We actually rushed for 1,000, forced them power shot. Cause chill out, man. Chill out. Hey, but you know what though? My manual. I was thinking the same thing because I know we was on the message board and someone said, "What's the first play of the game?" And I said, "Oh, we're gonna run dive. We're gonna run dive." And that's what we ran. But I think today it kind again it shut some skeptics down, and like I said, myself included, because that's what I thought too. I thought we was gonna kind of come out, run the ball, try to be physical, try to replicate what we did last year in terms of running the ball, but try to be better in the red zone. We barely use the tight end. Dawson will be down the big plays. You know, I don't I don't know because my thing is this: if getting the ball to the wide receivers is working, if getting the ball, running the ball is good, if you can incorporate the tight end, that's great. If not, so be it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's only one football. You know, um, if the guys are eating, man, I'm not gonna take food out of somebody else's mouth and put it in somebody else's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you still hungry over there. And I think X, Kobe, and George, they starving. You know what I'm saying? They are starving. Jacoby George ain't gained no weight since he been here. He is starving. You know what I'm saying? Um, but man, I just cannot. Bruh, we hadn't beat an SEC team. We hadn't beaten an SEC West team in 22 years. We had, I mean, obviously we've only played, we played, like I said, we played LSU twice, played Alabama once, and played A&M. So out of 5 games against SEC West team, this is our first victory, right? So now that puts us at 7-8 overall against the SEC, and we got Florida on tap, to start the year next year. So we could very well be 8-8 going in, kind of changing what this perception of Miami versus the SEC is. Um, Tyler was just so poised, man. I'm I know Francis got caught with a couple of holding calls, but I'd rather you hold somebody than allow for TVD to get hit, man. That's the franchise right now. So I'd rather for you to hold like you were holding versus, allowing somebody to hit TVD. The interior was blocking good. Cohen, Lee, Aeneas Cooper, Jalen Rivers. I don't think Tyler's blind side was ever in question, and that was one of the big question marks that I had. Was like, how is Jalen Rivers gonna hold up on that blind side over there? He did a phenomenal job. Now the thing about it is, this is what all the great coaches say. It's not about who your opponent is. It's about playing better than you played the last time you were out there. So while our offensive line played good and great today, these past 2 weeks, it's not about, oh, when we playing Temple, we can turn the intensity down. No, 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 no. Y'all have to be better than y'all were today. So next Saturday or Thursday, whenever the game is, y'all have to be better next week than you were today. That's a high goal. That's a high expectation, but that's what it is. You have to be better next week than you were today. That's the only way that we can get to the level that we want to get to. Tyler, you threw 5 touchdowns today. Now I'm not expecting you to throw 5 touchdowns every game, but you understand that, okay, every time you get to that particular level, that becomes the benchmark, right? You can't go backwards. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, man, it's so much I can say about the offense. Beard said we're going vertical. Hey, hey, not only did we go vertical, that last George touchdown, I was in the message board. I was joking. I said, man, throw the ball to George. That's what I typed. I said, throw it to George. Bro, when they snapped that ball, I saw Nine look over there. I said, he about to throw this ball to George. He threw it to George. George caught the ball. A&M throwing shoulders. George said, man, I'm about to go score again. I'm about to score like my number. This is my third one. Tyler Harrell. You know what? When I saw Tyler Harrell come in the game and he ran that route, I was like, he don't look that smooth running routes. And I'm trying to think, is he one of those guys that he picks up speed, obviously, as he runs? So I don't, he can get incorporated, but I think he's going to have to be able to work the underneath stuff too. Like what Kobe Young does, like those crossing routes and stuff like that. He's gonna have to do that too. One of the things that I'm looking at right now, and this is just something I just picked up these past 2 games, is that the thing about the 3 guys that are playing and then Horton is those guys, they're running all the routes. There's no specialist. X goes deep, George goes deep, Kobe goes deep. Kobe goes short, X goes short, George goes short. Then they play the intermediate game. So it's like, for the first time in a long time, we can say we were coaching him up. Hey, I mean, if we can, we can, but that's what I saw, is that he's gonna have to display that he can do all the route tree, right? I understand the aspect of having, you know what I'm saying, the guy that can, take the top off the defense and all that stuff like that. But right now, all 3 of those guys are like interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? They all interchangeable. They all can do the same thing. So it's like, it doesn't make it easy for a defensive coordinator to come in and say, oh, okay, 15's in the game. All right, well, we know he's going deep because his short stuff is not there, or he doesn't run it crisp enough to where he can get separation, and that's the biggest thing. I feel like maybe if he was showing a lot more ways to get separation on those routes, then that's I think he would be playing. But like I said, I mean, if he comes out, he comes out. But right now, I think we got a nice rotation with Horton coming in as the fourth guy. Really seems like, but those top three guys, man, it's like, man, I ain't been. When the last time we had a trio like this? Rashawn Scott, Alan Hearns, and Philip Dorsett. That's the last time I think we had a trio like this. And I think this trio can be better. I think Kobe Young is better than Rashawn Scott. I think X is probably right there with Alan Hearns. Um, I think PD probably a little bit better than George. I'm not gonna be so biased. But I think, that's the way I look at it from the offensive side of the ball. I think someone said like Fletcher got a concussion or something because I know when he got hit. Can we press charges on Gaddis? Bruh. I don't know. I don't know. What I mean, it's so many charges right now, man. We can press. That was cruel and unusual punishment. That was child abuse. Child neglect. It was just so much. So yeah, I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can file some papers and get Mr. Gaddis brought up on some charges. I'm sure we can. But yeah, man, I'm excited about the offense, man. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about the defense, man, before I get out of here. Um, I thought we played well in spots. Gaddis riled us without a bruh. I felt there was a rivalry when it was announced. But I don't want to get into all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about the past. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about the past. I want to talk about now. What we got going on now. But I thought in certain instances, man, like we were playing aggressive. That corner blitz was there all day. They never adjusted to that corner blitz. They didn't. I mean, like from Jaden Davis to Daryl Porter coming in, like that corner blitz was crazy. Like who used to run that corner? Like Blake Baker used to do that. Him and Manny, like like that was their thing. That corner blitz, like it was there all day. And for whatever reason, the entire first half, it was like I don't know if it was because Gidry was just disguising it in such a way. Because I know one, for instance, because usually, when you do a corner blitz, you kind of give it away because you may have a guy that's standing behind the guy. And it's like, all right, well, he's standing like right behind him, so this could be a blitz. But one of them blitzes, bro, Jaden Davis, he didn't give it away at all. He didn't like make a flinch or nothing. Like as soon as he snapped the ball, pow, he got it though. So, that corner blitz there all day, like like no cap, like it was OP. I want to say how we reacted after being down. I did too. But you know what? I don't really think we were ever down like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they blocked the punt. You know what I'm saying? Muffed it and whatever like that. But we were still like right there. Now, if we had have got down like maybe 14 points or something like that, that would have been that would have been interesting to see. But I think for the most part, I think the mindset was like, look, we gave y'all this. And it was evident in the second quarter because I was, I try to be objective. I'm like, this is part of the game or whatever like this. Maybe our guys are getting a little tight. Maybe the moment is getting too big. But like midway through the second quarter, I'm like, bro, we are better than them. I mean, we are better than y'all. Like we're like the mistakes that we made. Y'all was supposed to stick it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looked calm. We went to, yeah. Like nobody seemed to be down or anything. He's like, all right, cool. Just all right, y'all block the punt. All right, cool. Score. Okay, cool. We're gonna come back down the field, we're gonna score again. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like that. You know what I mean? But I will say this. I don't think, but this the interesting thing about it. I didn't like how the defense came out second half of the time. I agree with you, bro. Um, I didn't like the defense in the second half. I really didn't. I think when they made that adjustment, when that right tackle went down, they kind of went to a little bit more protection up front, giving the new right tackle some help. And it allowed for their guys to get off. I think we did get time stop pre snap movement. Um, well, obviously, I mean, yeah, we can say that because obviously, like I said earlier, we had guys go down, so obviously the rotation wasn't going to be as deep. So guys probably playing more snaps because as they alluded to on the TV, they were like, Leonard Taylor played like 15 snaps last week, but now with those injuries, he's probably going to have to play 30. You know, so it's like, so yeah, I could see that, but I'm still looking at it. As good of a scheme, as good of a defensive coordinator Gidry is, um, we saw some things. I know Coach Hayes is gonna break it down on his good, bad, and ugly, but it's gonna be some things we're gonna clean up. Um, cause UNC can throw the ball, Florida State can throw the ball, um, Clemson probably will be able to throw the ball a little bit by that game. We're gonna clean some stuff up, um, secondary wise. Um, I'm gonna tell you something else too. It's how I know people. People have like favorites because I was like, bruh, Francisco Marianoa, like you kind of like a liability in pass coverage a little bit too, like Corey Flagwood. Now you can tackle, but that little play to the running back, he looked. I'm talking about he looked lost. I'm like, bruh, they throwing it to the guy that's running by you, and I was like, bruh. So, but I think it's just week two. It's just week two. So, you still got stuff you clean up. You know what I'm saying? We still chopping away. But I think we gave up like over 300, like 30 yards today. Which, I mean, in today's era of football, that's really not that bad. But especially against the opposition that we played, that's really, really not that bad when you put it, into the grand scheme of things. But I do think there are some things that we're going to clean up on the defense side of the ball. Like, exactly, that's why Flag got put in the game early. I thought Flag would play early anyway, just due to the fact I think they're going to do a lot of rotating. Corey Flag look good. Yeah, Corey Flag did look good. He really did. That's why I say people have favorites. And so when you've already said, like, all right, I'm going to trash Corey Flag, he's not as good as Francisco. But then we see Francisco kind of making some of the same errors that Corey Flag is making. Now it's like, what did Corey Flag do? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let's keep it a buck. Like, Francisco is not, he's not above criticism. You know what I'm saying? He played a good game, but that man the man ran right by you. You know what I'm saying? That was your assignment. You know what I'm saying? Um, Flag definitely good. Yeah, Flag look good, man. Flag, but you know what? Flag is good. It's just the thing about it is like, obviously Flag does have limitations, but when he's in a situation where his limitations are not highlighted, he's gonna look good. But unfortunately, at this level of football, there's gonna be a lot more instances in which his limitations are gonna be highlighted than they're not, and I can't blame Flag for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, similar to X, very smart guy, understands what he's doing, lines, gets the team lined up, all this stuff like that. So that's the way I look at that. But James Williams, he and Amari Daniels, I thought that I tell my head as much as shout out to Couch, he getting killed out with no supposed. I'm gonna get to that as soon as I get right after the James Webb thing. I thought the referees were gonna try to throw a flag on James early because I know it was one play, Amari Daniels, you know, kind of got a big long game. James hit him on, hit him, took him out of bounds. They got up, they were face to face. I said, bro, they about to throw a flag on James, so they let it go. And so I commend the referees for letting it go because every time Daniels and James met up, you know, they were chirping. And I'm glad they let that go. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they let it go. Now on this Corey Couch. Yeah, Couch got killed. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Couch gets unfairly criticized sometimes. I know some people were saying, "Oh yeah, they gonna pick on Corey Flag. They're gonna pick on Corey Flag," and it's like, bro, a guy like Bobby Petrino, just because that's the matchup that we see that they can expose, he can expose another matchup, and that's what they did. But shout out to Flag, man. Flag, I mean not Flag, but Couch. Couch played a good game today. I mean, sealed the game with an interception. He played a good game today. You know what I'm saying? I don't, like I said, I'm not gonna wave the banner like, oh yeah, Corey Couch is this or Corey Couch is that. It's like, no. I think when you look at it in totality, I think Corey Couch is just as good as the rest of the corners that we have. I don't really think we have a alpha corner right now. I don't think we have a who was the last alpha corner that we had? Like alpha. Probably go back to the early 2000s. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think we have a corner elder on the roster right now. I don't think we have a corner elder. Don't have a Tyreek. I don't think we have one of those corners on the roster right now. Jane Davis at nickel fire. Yeah, very fire. Very fire. Good pickup. Very good pickup. Stuck his nose in there a lot today. Made a lot of plays. But I don't think we have a Tyreek. I don't think we have a corner. I don't think we have an Artie at corner right now. I think what we have is some guys that they can play. But I don't think we have one of those particular guys, right? And ideally, I think we can make it with those guys for the rest of the season. I think the only other team that will play similar to this, obviously, is Florida State. But other than that, I don't think UNC may have some guys, but I think we'll be fine for the most part. But that's just a good win, man. I seen the video. They got Mario dancing. I know he wanted this bad. We all wanted it bad. We needed this win bad. To kind of help change the perception of the program. I know some people don't care about the rankings. I care about rankings because every time somebody lists off the rankings of the top 25 teams, they have to say Miami if we ranked. That's the way I look at it. If you're not ranked, if you play a ranked opponent, they'll bring it up. But if you're not ranked, they're really not concerned about your game. But if you ranked, they're going to talk about you. So I feel like we'll land somewhere. I think we could land as high as 17. And that could just be me being a little bit overzealous. But the game, we won by 15 points. The game was not as close as the score was. Let's be honest. I know I said last night that, this ain't no Notre Dame type of deal, but real talk, it really was. I mean, we really supposed to beat those people by 4 touchdowns, at least 4 possessions. We beat them by 3 possessions, really, because we beat them by 15 points, right? So, but, yeah, the game was not as close as the final score indicated. It was not as close as the final score indicated. So I think maybe they'll look at that. Our mistake kept them. Yeah, our mistakes kept them in the game. Yeah, it did. They did. Honestly, because like I said, midway through the second quarter, I honestly, I hope we aren't ranked. Let's keep on. I understand your mindset about that manual, but I want to be ranked. I want to be ranked. You know what I'm saying? I want us to be ranked. And the reason I want us to be ranked It's for the foolishness that happened today. Notre Dame game gets extended because of weather. They let them finish their game out on that channel. Now I felt like if we would, let's say for instance, if we were ranked 15th and they were 23rd like they would have kicked Notre Dame playing a non-ranked NC State team. They would have put them on ESPN News, and we would have kept our time slot. That's why I feel like it's important for us to be ranked because people look at you differently, right? But man, I'm gonna say this though: if they not hungry after what happened last year, they should be hungry. It wouldn't matter if it wouldn't matter if we ended up ranked number 2 next week. After what happened last year, that's what you should be thinking about. What happened last year? It shouldn't matter about losing any edge or any hunger or whatever like that. But I want to be ranked. I do because the way I look at this, if Florida State keeps winning and we keep winning, bro, we literally talking about when the last time Miami and Florida State played and both of them were ranked in the top 10. Let's think about that for a second. When the last time a top 10 game between Florida State and Miami were played? That's why I want to be ranked. Because I think after this week, Florida State may start flirting with the top 5. We handle our business. I know I'm looking ahead, but bro, we're talking about a top 10 matchup. That's what we could, dare I say, we might be talking about a top 5 matchup. You know? So I want to be ranked for that because the game is in Tallahassee. College game, they gonna be there. They gonna start rolling back all the foot. Listen, I don't know if any of y'all watching this video, if any of y'all felt that way, but I guarantee you Michael Irvin will be at that game. I guarantee you Warren Sapp will be at that game. I may even go out and say Ray Lewis might be at that game. We talking a top 10 matchup. We talking about a potential ACC championship game preview. Bruh, I want to be ranked so bad. But that's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just thinking out loud. I heard the recruits was excited in the locker room. I bet they were. I'm sure they were. But like I said earlier, though, it's kind of like when those guys say they go on those recruiting visits and they want to commit immediately. You know, you go home, you lay down, and you kind of, you start looking through everybody else that you kind of interested in. And you kind of say, okay, this was a good performance, but the other school, they had a good performance too. So, over 50 recruits. I mean, like I said, I didn't see an official list, but somebody posted, I think something James Williams said. I saw it on Twitter. And I forgot how they said it, but James was like, yeah, man, when I was being recruited, man, that's what you want to see. We want to see Miami be good. So hope, maybe that'll open some eyes. I'm sure it did. But we'll see. We'll see. The loafers are gonna have to work on and off the field this year. So speaking of that, I'm gonna say a couple more things. I'm gonna get out of here. When they talked to Coach Cristobal on the sideline, I think going into the fourth quarter, and Coach Cristobal said, "Look, we built for this. We tough. Let's go do it." And I was like, "Yo, bruh is so locked in right now." I saw somebody post like when they were walking in, they was like, "Bruh, Mario want to get on the field today." And when he was over there talking to, and like the announcer, she was like, "Yeah, people say he's very intense. He doesn't want to be bothered." And I was like, he don't. He got that look in his eye. You know what I'm saying? What you say, Shamar me in the portal? Man, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened with that whole situation, man. Maybe he is, maybe he don't. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, he'll be a junior next year. I mean, you could possibly hop in the transfer portal, but I mean, it's like might well stay out there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, but because I think looking at Shamar Stewart now, I don't think Shamar Stewart jumps the line of any of the edge players that we have right now that we gonna have. I don't think he moves the needle like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's a defensive end. After kind of looking at the day, I think he'd be more effective as a tackle. Now we could use some help at tackle, but at the end of the day, he doesn't want to be a tackle. So it's like if you can talk him into being a tackle, then you know what I'm saying. Maybe it makes sense to say, okay, well, yeah, Shamar, come on over here to Miami or whatever like that. Put my phone on charger. Yeah, but other than that, what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I'm excited for next week though. I really am because I think next week we'll obviously we didn't really play that many young guys this particular game. Shamar was talking ish, saying we're not ready for them. I mean that's what he's supposed to say. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's supposed to say. I wouldn't expect if like Corey Flagg, right? Corey Flagg is from Houston. Like he played at North Shore or something like that. But North Shore isn't whatever. He played for one of them good teams around Houston. I would expect Corey Flagg to say the same thing. I mean, Houston is not that far away from College Station. So if someone asks Corey Flagg, hey Corey Flagg, what's your name? Oh man, A&M ain't ready for Miami. I expect for you to say that. Even if that is what I'm saying, that's your home. I expect you to say that because you entrenched in that culture right now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't I don't expect Shamar. I didn't expect Shamar to say anything about that. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with you. He said what he's supposed to say. I saw his coach said, hey, the better team won today. And what he come out and say something for? They lighten him up. You know what I'm saying? They are lighting him up. But man, it's a good win, man. Man, it's a good win. I think, like I said, I'm not about to listen to nobody say A&M was not that good. They were good. Like defense, like I said yesterday, I wasn't that sold on DJ Durkin, but that offense, they got some pieces. They got some young pieces too, to where like if that offensive line jails and Jimbo can kind of maybe beat LSU again, beat Bama, maybe beat Ole Miss, he can probably preserve another year. I think A&M is going to be a very, very dangerous team next year. I really do. One game at a time. Hey, look, man, I'm a fan, man. Hey, I'm a fan. Hey, I'm already on the Louisville game. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm trying to go look at hotels in with the ACC game in Charlotte. Bro, I'm about to go look at some tickets, man. I'm about to win that thing. You know what I'm saying? One game at a time. I ain't gotta take it one game at a time. Nah, but I understand what you're saying though. But yeah, but I think A&M is a good team though. Like no cap. I know some people are gonna try to push that particular narrative. Obviously, Florida State probably try to push it. Other people try to push like, that was a good team. They just lost to a better team. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody watch that game, with unbiasedly, you can look and say, look, bro, Miami is better than they are. You know what I'm saying? Like Miami is better than they are. Um, but what I'm saying, I'm so happy right now, bro. I'm so happy. Because it was times in the game where I was like, bro, are we are are we gonna let them come back? because like when they got the ball, before we forced that fumble, it was 4th and 1. I was like, man, if they get this first down, man, they might do something. But then when we got that fumble, I said, oh man, it's over. We done won. You know what I'm saying? We done won. ESPN has, man, I don't care about what ESPN talking about, man. I was watching College Game Day. They had us losing. They had us losing too. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some DJ Durkin defense. Man, ain't my still no dog on DJ Durkin, man. It's too many D's. DJ Durkin. Like, cut it out. But yeah, man. I think this would be. I think this is the first of many. Like I said, we got three. We got three more of these games this year, so we already off to a good start. We won. We 1-0 in these big games. So like I said, we still got North Carolina, we still got Florida State, we still got Clemson. So we still got a ways to go. That's what makes it more sweet. Yeah, that's what makes it more sweet. But yeah, we got three more games to go. Now I will say this though. I don't like to bring up what Oregon fans say, but we don't need Coach Cristobal losing one. We don't need to lose one of them games we're not supposed to lose, right? Now, I said 7-5. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to change it after what I saw today, but I gotta lay down. I'm still exuberant right now. Let me lay down. We can't sleep on Louisville. Hey, look, man. Who you talking to? Not only am I asleep, I'm hibernating on Louisville. You know what I'm saying? No. But we can't sleep on any team on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, can't sleep on any team on the schedule. Like I said, if Coach Cristobal and the staff can you know what I'm saying, get that mentality of it doesn't matter about the opponent that we're playing. It's about playing better than you played the last time that you were out. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like what they say in the music business. You're only as good as your last hit. So it's like let's not allow for us to seep back into that. But I think the guys will be focused. And the thing about next week though, I'm gonna say this about next week, and I think this was gonna be different about next week because we got some young guys that are still looking to prove themselves, right? I think what it was, Ray Joseph won that award for catching the most balls on the jugs machine. I think he's gonna want to make a statement against Temple, and if we indeed are, red shirt and Ja'Carri Brown, I think Emory's gonna want to make a statement. So I think that's what's good about playing Temple next week. I think Bain is gonna want to show out. Jaden Wayne, Cyrus Moss, the freshman backers. So I think, like I said, the schedule set up really nice. We usually don't have the schedule set up like this. They talking about what it's gonna be in Boston College. Hey, listen, I don't care what the temperature is. You know why? Because we got a big offensive line and we're gonna run the ball. So it don't matter what the temperature is. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what the temperature is. And I'm gonna tell you what though. I'm glad you brought that up because I remember what Al Golden was here, and we went up to Boston College, and a lot of guys were talking about, man, it's gonna be cold up there, man. How we gonna do that? And Denzel Perryman, him and a couple of more linebackers, they came out there warm-ups, no shirt on, cold, and we like, oh, these Florida boys are different, and we went out there and beat Boston College. So that mentality has been here before. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get that mentality, back there, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about it. You know what I'm saying? We've seen this before. But yeah, that's what I'm excited about Temple, because they'll get the Temple game and they'll get the Bethune-Cookman game. For those young guys to come in and play, that gives Mesidor, that gives Dean. I think if Fletcher really did get a concussion, they may can hold him out for this week. So I don't know what the plan is with Chris Johnson. I don't know if they'll put him in the game or they'll just kind of roll with Parrish, Chaney, and Allen, whatever the situation is, however that works out. But he got 4 games to play though. Chris Johnson got 4 games to play. So in reality, he could play the Temple game and he could play the Bethune game and still be eligible for a red shirt. So it'd be interesting, you know what I'm saying, to see those 2 particular games. Temple owes money. Yeah, Temple do owe us a little bread, don't they? No, Temple don't owe us that money. Blake James owe us that money. I'm not gonna blame Temple for that. They all they did was take money that Blake James was able to get people to agree to give to them to get Manny Diaz back. So Temple don't owe us that bread. Blake James owes us that bread. For real. But yeah, that's like I said, that's why I'm enthusiastic about next week, because we're gonna see a lot of the younger players playing next week, right? And we playing next week. And that's the good thing about it. They got to play against Miami of Ohio, and we get to play against Temple, then we get to play against Bethune. And so that's why I say I love the way the schedule played out, because usually what happens is we have a cupcake, then we have a big game, and then it's kind of like we'll have like maybe another cupcake, right? Where it kind of gives a false sense of accomplishment. But I like the way kind of like we go up, peak, kind of go down, then down. I think we got a bye week, and then we go right back to North Carolina. So I love the way that the schedule is playing out. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get to see the young guys next week. And I'm excited. Ready to see Bang get his first sack. And I'm ready to see, what the other safeties are gonna do, in this opportunity with, until we get Cam back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see, what those guys are gonna do. We're gonna have to lean on, James Williams even more. We're gonna need some more performances like he had today, where he had Evan Stewart shook. I'm talking about that was like a Cam Chancellor hit when he came down, because it was like Porter was there to make the hit too, and then James just kind of said, "Man, what are you mad about?" You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm happy about this win, man. I'll celebrate this victory. It was hard earned, and don't let nobody tell y'all Texas A&M wasn't good. Don't let nobody tell you. If they tell you that, tell them, look, you being a troll, you a hater, all that. We're not putting we're not putting no type of credence to anybody talking about Texas A&M was overrated or Texas A&M wasn't good. No, Texas A&M was good. We just better. And it's been a while since we've been able to say that. They're like, no, y'all a good team, but we better. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, we got our get back. Of course, we got our get back. Made last year look like it was made last year look like a fluke. Simple as that. That QB is good. He took shots and kept coming. Yeah, he took some hella fast shots. The different arm angles and stuff like that. Like he's gonna be, like I said, next year. Well, I'm not even gonna say next year. Like the rest of this year, like once they get in their groove, that's gonna be a dangerous team. Like the SEC West is still very much wide open, so that team could very well win the SEC West. It's just week 2, but as it stands right now, man, we're just a better team right now. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me, man, in the comments and stuff like that. As always, man, it's all about the you.